All right, Sports Inquirer here with Justin from Georgia State basketball. Team had a big win over Mercer. Just what do you think the team executed well to earn the victory against that in-state opponent?
Defense, really. We shut them out the whole first 10 minutes, really. They had, I think, 1 or 3 points or something like that. And so that right there carried over to the whole game and throughout the rest of the game because they was kind of like giving up. And we just, we was hitting shots and we just kept getting stops. Later on in the game, we didn't get as many stops as we would have wanted to get, and that's what made the difference between the scoreboard. But we won the game, and I think it's a good win for us.
Coach discussed in the previous interview we did about emphasis on defense, particularly defending the perimeter shot. Mm-hmm. And he noted that in the post-game, coach team did a good job with that. Mm-hmm. What does that entail? Is that scouting? Is that something you do in practice to defend the three-point shot? How do you execute that well?
It's that right there is already in our principles. We always teach that, and coach is always on us about that. But we emphasize that even more because we realize who we were playing against, and we were playing against a three-point shooting team. So we just wanted to emphasize that even more and make them drivers because they wasn't going to really be able to go around us like that. So we just wanted to get out there and have a hand up and make them put them on the floor.
And you're one of several players scoring in double figures. What's that like as a team? Does that show the good ball distribution and everybody trying to contribute offensively to the team's efforts?
Yeah, it just shows the diversity of the team. We got multiple guys, me, Kane, Corey, and Dane, and even Josh here and there. Just getting points and getting in double figures, and if it's my night, it's mine. If it's Corey's, it's Corey's. If it's Kane and Corey's, we know. Just never really want to try to play selfish. Just play as according to the game, and just see what happens. We all can score. This is the level of trust that we have when we give it up.
After the Mercer game, you've had about 2 weeks off before you get to conference play and also dealing with finals. How's the team handling that inactivity and also balancing the importance of the academics just this 2-week period?
Just using all the time well, really, and just time management is the most important thing right now, especially as a college and being in college and as a student athlete. Just knowing that you got finals, you got things that are important, but we got a lot of time that's like 12 days from the 7th and the 19th is a game. So we got time to really get better. We have time to relax and have days off, and we got time to study. So we just have extra time, so you just got to use it wisely.
And how do you stay sharp on the basketball court as far as practice goes and not losing that because you head right into conference play against Arlington when you get back into play?
Just follow my routine, just from the beginning of the season, try to the end, just trying to get enough extra reps after practice, after a class or something like that, and just stretching and just staying physically ready and mentally ready at all times during practice. Just getting tired on purpose, just so you can push yourself and just have that extra go later on in practice.
Get tired on purpose. I've never heard an athlete say that. Is that intentional? Do the coaches make sure you get to that tired point, or do you know that you have to get to that level?
No, I just push myself to the point where I have to kick it in second gear. Okay. It's like we've conditioned for so long, and he's always wanted us to have that second gear. So when we get tired, you sit down and you come back in. You don't really ever get tired. So that's just how I work and look at it. Really, I just try to get tired on purpose and try to make things harder for myself during practice. So when it comes game time, it's just easier.
Yeah. And then lastly, just how's it been? Well, you're finishing non-conference, but you have one more kind of against Middle Georgia. But how do you assess just this first month of play? You end up like 6-3 through this portion of the schedule. Where do you think the team is right now, just overall?
I think we're a pretty good team. I think we're going to end up being even better. The 3 losses were to 3 great teams, and they were all on the road. So and it was early in the season, playing ranked teams and stuff. So as far as that, I just think that we just played ranked teams, and I feel like that we could probably beat them if we played them again. And just being more familiar with each other, because this is our first go round with each other. This team actually is our first go round playing different positions, playing the way we playing and stuff like that. And guys that didn't play last year are playing this year. So I think later on in the season and even next year we'll even be better.